So, humanity can only be so nice so long, and they can only like suffer in silence for so long, and they can only um, be patient for so long, right? Until just if the other half, which there's two here, there's humanity, and then there's just a backdrop that has yet to wake up. And unfortunately, human beings are way less in numbers. But here's the thing, you guys. Since the days of Christ, the courthouses have been empty of what needs to continue to go on because it's a dilemma. If you're listening to this and you consider yourself a human being, you need your own constitutional rights now. If you go to the courthouse, it shows you right there. It's we the people against, and then there's your name right there. Verses. They say verses. Do you know what a verse is, by the way? So we're going to go in there and go, and then there's, see, that's how you get heard. With the backdrop here, no, there's people practicing such ignorance that even though they have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can't rely on them. No way. Have you noticed that? That's like 92% of the population is practicing something that they kind of follow each other and they go, what? Am I supposed to ignore that? And they're like, yes. And then it's hush money. That's what see, the reason why you want to separate yourself out from this shit, using a language that makes far more sense. Just know what you're saying when you say the word God, reality, outer space, all of those things. There's so many words to point at one fucking thing. Now, if you're looking at this, you have no choice. You're in the chaos of now. Now. How's your spacesuit working? Is it still working? I mean, my generation is up against it, and we have to stand up, and that's just what's going to happen. We're going to actually stand up, and we're going to actually take the stand. My generation is the Libra generation, and it rules justice, courthouses, the balance through what? Is it the truth against what the bullshit that they're fucking standing for? Stand up and let's see what you're supporting. Like, if you have a support under there, really, do you have a foundation under there that's carrying you? Because if it's not based in the truth, you have nothing. You need reform. And see, but here's the condition of society today, especially in the United States, which I don't doubt it's a contagion, and I see it as just, this is just normal. When we're trying to do live within the cosmos that wants us to evolve, we're going to have these difficulties, and when they come up, it gets pretty tough for the big baby society out there that has never done this kind of work that the Libra knows how to do. See, Libras rule counseling. They are the best lawyers. In fact, there's such a thing as having a mediator there. That's what they represent. That's how they are. Just weighing things out, like kind of with a blindfold and saying, no, this is the truth, and it feels like this, it feels like that. Therefore, Libras are extremely sensitive people. They're Venus ruled, so this is the divine feminine sneaking in the back door of the masculine because it's a masculine sign. You know, there's the way that it goes throughout the 12 zodiac. It starts with the masculine and then it goes feminine, masculine. See, the only one I notice is it goes masculine, feminine, neutral. Gemini is the only one that is neutral, which is really fucking funny, right? Weird or whatever, but I've seen that. So, but otherwise it's and then it goes back to masculine or feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine. And if you follow that, Libra is masculine, Scorpio is feminine, and Virgo in between. And anyway, just it's in the air. I'm not an isolated incident here. I refuse to believe that I have to take on all of this stuff. Fuck no. There's a community that you have yet to connect to if you think you're all alone and having to run for the money and then run to get the food and then come back and then, oh God, can I make it? It's a deadline again. I gotta do it again. Loop, 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 loop. Fuck, babes. What I have been working on for us all with very little, and you too, but you have, you don't even know, you're not even accessing the universe like some people can. It's very difficult to get to really know. It's like, wait a minute, there really isn't any shortages. They're creating the illusion of shortages across the board. Yeah, includes a shortage of intelligent people to fucking run into that could actually help you with something. Really, it's really a devil sitting there going, finally somebody is getting close enough that I can plug into them and suck their soul out, right? That's pretty, it's kind of what Happy Halloween there. Watch out. You don't even know who's what mask is which is which. Yeah. Anyway, just trying to let you know what time it is right now. I mean, I told you I was going to be doing something. I'll be putting this video on like the Thursday of this week, but this is really Monday. And I don't know about you, but humanity has shit to do like yesterday. And we can only move as fast as, say, like the the well, my saying was always, you can only move as we can only move as fast as the stupidest scientist here. We move as fast as everyone can move, and when I'm talking about as a spiritual leader, wounded warrior here, it's about our spiritual awareness and consciousness and human evolvement. In case you wanted to know what it was like to reach outer space and then start to work with what you think that there's a planet you want to go to, it's here. In fact, you don't even know, babes. This is what's should be interesting the next time you go out to anywhere where there's big giant mountains. I live on a mountain of granite, and it's obvious to me that okay, there was something that came and knocked down what used to be on Earth here, which was just massive city-sized castles built from technology that it's just now it's an enclosure now. We don't recognize anything as anything. They lied to us about what mountains are. I mean, we know what magma looks like in the volcanic activity, and it's like, yeah, that's for sure that this pumice stone is from the center of the earth, but all of the other stuff that they're trying to tell us that there's a geological formation that no, nope. Just have more of the mind of a child and start observing it and questioning it yourself and let it hang in the air and then see what you have here. The internet was supposed to it's act believe it or not, there's it can actually help humanity, but it can also keep them completely in the fog. And it took a long time for the full regalia to come out and offer us a chance to advance ourselves through technology. See, it's up to us to figure it out. See, but you will not go farther than the actual technology that you are, which is you are like a PC, a human being. The aperture, I'll say just the aperture itself, see, is a PC, and it gets downloads, right? Or it needs programming. It loops back in information and it begins to create something of a world, a realm. And so well, it depends on what you're programmed with. Some people are left alone enough that and they go through a passage of life that just allows them enough freedom and space to work within it to really understand the full-on oneness that you are with this plasmatic field, the entire universe, within and without kind of a thing, includes access to your creative life using the materials around, hopefully. See, there is a movement to keep you away from your creative life and access to everything you need. If you don't believe me, why are you paying for water, for good drinkable water? That's World War III right there, by the way. It's you can just kind of go like this, and if you're somebody who knows that you can't drink the tap water, you'll remain like this, and then if you'll get the diseases that they try to tell you that it's gene all across the board. They're poisoning you, and you have to be very careful. The best thing to do is learn how to fast and purge out toxins, and you want to keep it thin because your body will start to store all kinds of toxic information, includes what you push back emotionally. In fact, your body wouldn't be able to get thickened up unless you started pushing back things emotionally. That's why people are so, they get thicker and thicker. What they're doing is they're trying to build insulation between, well, if they're around people, they're bouncing off and none of them are being any good for each other. That's a fact. Not if they don't have the freedom of speech after a while, and then what else are they doing? What are you chained to the goddamn, like, especially women have, you know, but it could be the divine feminine of the man too, who has it in him to be of service and to just operate as if like a full nervous system intact, who responds like this. It's called the first responders. See, that's the Aries. The Aries points at the first responders. It's the head that you have a lot of nerves. So you can feel how many points are on your head, but by the time you get to your back and you do things, you'd be surprised how much you're not really feeling. And see, it's about your nervous system and how to wake up beyond that, um, just that on-off signal. It's an on-off signal. And see, um, to become fully activated as a human being, you're no longer just that nerve ending that says yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. That's what it is. It's just a vibration of on off. And see, what you don't like about your narcissist is that that's what they plug into. They're not looking at anything else, but they're almost like they, I don't even know if they see in color. You know what I mean? It's black and white, on or off. See, your government, which is a satanic cult, hardly human. They're using human bodies from everywhere. I live in a hive full of shape-shifting reptilians. What's going on? And there is a way to convert them. I'm trying to tell you about the religion here. Love is the religion, and it happens through the ritual of sex. So you women, hello, hi women, are you watching? I hope you didn't have kids yet without knowing this, that you must convert that thing into a humane being. You're the converter here. You grab that thing by the horns after a few times. They think they want something from you. This is why that you want to keep your healthy, safe birth control. See, they don't talk about that much. They talk about safe sex. You have to make the place of sex safe. They're putting it right in front of you. You're misunderstanding everything because you don't really know your words. You don't really take it literally what they try to say, because they will set it out. They're setting everything out in front of us, and it's up to somebody to figure it out. And like I said, some people will escape. They're fortunate enough to have enough freedom to just access their own ability to be aware, and then start tapping, say, the Akashic records, and then they'll be able to see, no, that's a no, that's a ruined site over there, Joshua Tree. That's not like a desert where it's kind of known worldwide. No, that was a meltdown not too long ago. I think less than 600 years ago. And so what next? You want to be careful of some of these sites because they could have a lot of radiation coming off of them. Some of them more than others. It's just a pile of rubble and rocks. It's like that in some place in Siberia or something. This one guy, well, it's a fascinating, like, geological monument, and so some people, whenever they go there and hike around those boulders, they get sick. It took one guy having to die for scientists to finally go over there and figure out there's a lot of radiation coming off the thing. And then they kind of figured, they said, you know what, this must have been a technological site from some other civilization that now it looks so old and it looks like a mountain and we just can't recognize it. I'm trying to be of some use to your intellect right now, as well as being going through this transformation that is so fucking difficult. But as an Aries rising, Aries Aries rarely lets things fuck with them, and that's who we're depending on. That's what you depend on as an individual. Somewhere you have Aries. See, somewhere you have your nerve endings, and you have just this drive, and See, my Aries is in the first house of the house of Aries, so it's pretty just kind of cool. It's not really a mystery there. You can kind of see what you see is what you get. Of course, I have secrets and stuff, and dealing with that, it's like as far as talking about trauma and stuff, babes, I have caused all my trauma. I choose it. When you're just set free and everything, it's like you have to create tower moments because you notice, well, that's not working for you. Some certain things don't work for you, so you have to destroy it. You got involved with it. Now you're gonna get out of it. Some of it is only for what? I don't know, babes. We're having a journey here. It's about the journey. Don't degrade any of it because it had ended or even began or anything. Just I don't know. I'm a teacher of sorts, and a lot of us are moving into who we really are at this time. We can't afford to miss it. Come on, yeah, age 50, and this is when it for women it's really a drive, right? I suspect that they're like, excuse me, and they put men on pause, and they're like, what are we really doing here? Did you notice these apes over here that you have to, hey, excuse me? And this is really, you have to do quality control just in case a human civilization was to be on a list of things to do here. We just haven't seen it yet. Folks, getting to the wire. Aren't you glad I didn't end it? So hanging in there, hang in there. There are leaders on this plane. They're your nervous system, and if they're shot and you're down on you're on your last nerve and you're letting the system just string it along on the loop fucking misery of deadlines. And can you believe that? Can you believe that people were doing this? I can't believe it. It needs to be nipped in the bud. There's plenty of money that we can access in this enclosure, and what you do is you create a singular like algorithm through this technology. Now, the only way that people will be able to catch on to this, see, I'm somebody who starts trends wherever I go. I find a thing, and then people are like, wait a minute, what did you say, and how did you do that, and what? Yeah, and now you're getting more buoyant because you're hitting the truth. See, you're being bamboozled across the board about every single thing. But some people, like I said in the beginning, and then just halfway through, uh, they managed to escape being pinned by the fucking and created as a voodoo doll, and then now you're and boy, there's a lot of black magic going on. Now tis the season to talk about this, right? Halloween, and a lot of people are wisening up that a lot of these see. Okay, so the celebrations that go on with these holidays that represents the seasons, really, it's you can hook it into astrology, really. October, oct means eight. It's the eighth month. We start from March astrologically. That means one. Arc means one, I think. And then a lot of people know this. It's good to remind each other. They're like the 4 o'clock news. Just tell them the truth. No, we're starting with one in March. That's the beginning of the season. You plant a seed there, and the sun. Now you're relying on. Look at something that is so beautiful here. It's so gorgeous. We could have such a beautiful place on the planet, but it's just being hijacked, and it's fucking being. It's just. It's turned into a maze, basically. It's an encapsulation or an imprisonment. And if you haven't noticed, around you, no, you don't. You don't. But I do. I do. Um, you are hated as a light, as a bright light, because demons, whatever gets it done through the human aperture, is demonic. They are demonically possessed. And I figured out I'm a fucking exorcist. See, when you say, I'm an energy worker, I'm a healer, you're an exorcist, hon. You notice that those people have perhaps parasites, babes. If you're fucking telling people to maybe you should fast and get rid of that parasite in you that controls your brain to be just foggy and who cares, and I don't want to experience a feeling or even fear of the unknown because I'm gonna go over here, and you keep looping in fucking misery right that way. Well, you need to stress yourself out by hitting yourself over the head. Just kidding. No, just fast. Fast. If you're lucky, man, you experience that. You experience your brains changing, or See, I would suggest that because not even a pound of mushrooms will help you, even though that's what the pound of psilocybin mushrooms are doing for you. It's a medicine that opens your, it starts to fire new passageways in your brain, so, and it makes you think differently. It makes you see something way more differently. It's actually awaking you. And with, I don't know if you've ever taken mushrooms, but you can't help but to stop laughing because it starts to fire off that way if you're having a good trip. A lot of times people can't handle it. And see, this is where you need a shamanic guide. I've done this for people. See, I found out now after so long, I'm an exorcist. I'm actually a midwife being called. I've helped at least one woman do a birth, but I've helped doing goats and stuff. But I've been called also. It's a midwife that goes to the deaths of people too. They're about ready to die, and they need something there of that knows more about the obvious here, which is that you're about to shed your body. Bye. We're never going to see you again. No, it's actually you have a chance to get as big as the universe right then, and I hope you have your shit together by then. And that's what we're here to do, is kind of die before we die away from the programming and the ego that is in this weird talk about Halloween, these people wearing masks and shit, right? And it gets what you the narcissist world, the paradigm, is the dollies that are so made up, but they're scary, right? It's like, what's the matter? I'm safe, aren't I? And it's like, no. Ah! Those scary fucking dollies, man. Woo! Fuck, man. You get cornered by one, they take your soul and fucking take your fucking autonomy, and they ruin your fucking everything. Maybe. 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 No, I say if it's real, it doesn't take any of that away. It just kind of wakes you up and says, you go, excuse me, how did I get this fucking parasite on me? Most likely it's because you were down and you needed help somehow. That's a very common scenario. You know, the way that they operate, and there is different scenarios, but the main thing, see, psychologists have already done this for us, but I'm for some reason doing it for us here. See, it's important for laymen, just people that say, no, I don't have a degree or anything. I'm experiencing the same thing you are. And see, like people like Sam Vaknin, no, this one guy named Richard Grannon, he talks more like I would be talking about. It's like, no, there's shape-shifting reptilians here. You have spiritual possession. You're dealing with a demon there. Be careful. Happy Halloween. Life is way more interesting than what you're fucking being taught by these, and it's getting away with it too. It's saying, yay, they don't see us wearing human bodies, just fucking cloaked. I don't know, man. I live in Southern California here, and I'm looking at like, okay, so the workers of the electric company, they're all cloned somehow. They're just keeping those bars of your imprisonment up tighty as ever, you know. And a lot of people just can't imagine being away from those prison bars, man, and their encapsulation and the horse shit that they live. That they just don't know that there's such a beautiful life waiting for you when you die, and you don't have to fucking die to see it. That's the spiritual movement. That's the weird stuff that a lot of these people from the 60s who were highly conservative, playing the materialist game, and they might have been celebrating the holidays, but they do it in such the way that is very. Now I'm telling you about how that money, which is the satanic cult that blows it all out of proportion, and see, you see how the Walmart fills up with all of these Halloween fucking decorations, and then it fills up with all of these Thanksgiving decorations, and it's about money. See, the people that keep up with the Jones, see, people aren't doing that anymore because it's a satanic thing. You don't have to do that. In fact, that oak tree out there will show you the beauty. You don't have to see. Some people buy uh, the fake foliage that looks like fall, and it's like, no, you're disconnected from the earth then. So I'm here to tell you that the people that are still sucked into it, first of all, they're doing an a virtue signaling that is really just stay safe, and really safety in numbers is not really safe, babes. The individual loses its capacity to function autonomically, you know what I mean, on its own. set any one of those people aside, and they don't believe what they're doing at all. There's nobody there. One of them, corner of them, because what they'll do also is they'll mob upon the one that is kind of saying, no, I think that's stupid because none of us has the money and can afford that. Not even your children trust it. They're looking at you like, all they want to know is, I hope you guys are having fun, because if you don't, I'm doomed. You'll take it out on me. And you do. You're like, why don't you do it right? And it's like, because you're not doing anything fun. I don't know. Get out of my face. Fucking leave me alone. Stop dragging me into this shit. Yeah. No, it's not for the kids. Oh, unless it's for your fucking big baby ass that doesn't know how to grow up spiritually and stop fucking around with this and start fucking learning how to live. Start learning how to give. See, the word live and give are the same. Now, the way that you, as a human being, I don't know, I'm your shepherd and I know how to look at it and I'll help us as much as I can. No, just play the game. Try it, man. You could be that smart. In the word give, there's an abbreviation, technically, is I have. Isn't that a trip? I love that. Same with live. It says I have. So would you fucking learn how to do it? Learn how to live here. You don't wait for a government. Those people are harnessing you up, and it's like this. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. See, a lot of people are just minding their own business, and they're stuck on this programming that they think they're in. This is called cognitive dissonance. They think it's one way, but it's really not. It's a whole other way. You're being farmed, and some families are making it really big. Man, they have their own islands because they're having children so that the church can eat them. That's about it. Don't give money to the church anymore.